There's this word in Hindi called chatpata. It's kind of like the Indian umami, if you will. It's sour and sweet and spicy and salty. It has all these components. Spices have this unbelievable symphony to them. When you have a dish with fresh spices, when you have spices that are cooked properly, you don't need to do much to the dish. I'm a good chef. I will never make dal as good as an Indian grandmother, no matter what I do. I want people to experience Indian food just like it was the first time I had it. That explosion of flavor, that awe, and that wonderment. That's what I'm trying to capture with every dish I do. I'm Keith Sarasin, and I'm on a journey to find India. From the boroughs of Brooklyn to the main streets of Mumbai, follow me as we take a journey to find the soul of Indian cuisine. Hey everyone, Chef Keith Sarasin here, and first and foremost, thank you so much for watching that trailer. This project is literally a dream come true, and the story is just me. The story is about vulnerability. It's about my journey with depression, from watching my mom pass away, being her primary caretaker, and then trying to find purpose again and finding it in a place I never thought I would. And that's really in the hearts and the support of so many people from the diaspora. So thank you so much. Today, I wanted to give you a quick behind the scenes of why this project is happening, how you can get involved, and in hopes that you share this. And at the end of the day, this is about inspiration. And so I hope we can inspire some people along the process. See, I didn't talk about a lot of things when I was going through them, and I think that was probably a mistake. First and foremost, I was the primary caregiver for my mom when she had cancer. During that time, I was writing my second cookbook. I was in the process of opening my first restaurant. I was dealing with a lot of personal matters and relationships. I was trying to navigate the grief and being the person who took her to all these different, hospitals and trying to get diagnoses right and then medicine right. And also knowing that my life was going to change. In the midst of a lot of personal success, I had this deep grief. Through it all was my good friend and first mentor, Indira. I've known Indira for a long time, and it was always, her little restaurant and grocery store was always a refuge for me. And I don't know if she ever knew it, but the inspiration and just the feeling of walking in there, it just kind of made it like the world was right. And when I thought about this documentary and New Sky Productions approached me about it, I started thinking about, that journey and what it would be like to talk to a worldwide audience about my grief and about the struggles that I went through. And really, I was ashamed of the person that I became. I became my grief. I didn't control it. Now, what does this have to do with India, right? Well, I think I was on this quest to find who I was. And I never expected to find my passion in a culture that will never be mine. But the incredible heart of somebody like Indira, my guru, Dr. Kurush Dalal, my dear friend, food researcher Ragini Kashyap, my good friend Ishan, all these people have taken me in like family, cared for me during my times of grief, and they didn't even know how much they were giving me. So Finding India is this project of love where I can finally sit down and give back, where I can hopefully inspire other people to discover not only their passions, but to talk about grief. We're going to interview my good friend, Chef Chintan Pandya, James Beard award-winning chef Chintan Pandya. Congrats, my friend. And sit down and figure out a simple question. What is India and what is Indian food? I think a lot of people go on these spiritual searches to figure out who they are. And I don't know if my journey was much different. But instead of the spiritual aspect of it, I think I found this deep love in the people who have supported and cared for me in my times struggling with mental illness and depression. I think the language of food is a very important one. And what we're going to highlight in Finding India is we're going to highlight how beautiful the culture is, how beautiful the food is. I don't know when I land in India what it's going to be like. I've never been. I'm scared, to be very honest with you. I think of the moment of sitting on that plane knowing that it's a 19+ hour flight and going to a world away. It's almost exactly across the world for me. I'm scared. I feel like that experience is going to be one that challenges me personally and professionally. But I also know that we never grow if we live in fear. I can't wait to take you to the farms that are growing incredible Indian produce across America, doing just things that blow my mind. I think the entire premise of this project is we're trying to find India, but to be honest, I'm trying to find me. When I walked away from my restaurants, when I walked away from everything, I was afraid. And to be honest with you, I'm afraid now. I'm just this guy on social media trying to share my passion. And if you connect with this, please consider donating $1, $1,000, funding the whole thing, or at least just sharing it with somebody you love. A lot of times social media can be this weird place where everything's fake. But I assure you, this is me, putting myself out there, hoping to find parts of me that I think I lost when my mom died. Yeah, it's emotional. And yeah, it's hard. But I don't think you get better by bottling it all in. So Cello, let's go to India. Let's get this project done. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you guys do.